The Guarantee Company of North America recently hosted a roundtable to examine the Canadian transportation insurance market with industry leaders. The final part of this three-part series looks at the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead for the industry.
Our key issue today is driver availability, educated driver ability, drivers that are capable of crossing the border, drivers that are willing to cross the border, and drivers that are, aren't going to cost us money as soon as they get in the seat. Like Ron, I mean, we run a very specialized business. Not everybody can get in the seat of a tank and operate a tank. So, we have to be very picky when we're hiring drivers. They need to get across the border. They need to have a clean record. They need to have a fast card. They need to have a TWIC card. They need to have all of these credentials, or we can't use them. So the ability to attract qualified drivers is very difficult, and it reflects in our unseated capacity. I've never seen unseated capacity like we have now.
The human resource is going to be the biggest challenge going forward. As Kevin alluded to, we're both tank truck carriers, and it's a specialized business. For Bridgeland at our company, in fact, I just announced within the last week that our ability to hire people with the proper skill set and the right attitude is going to dictate growth for our company. We've got the infrastructure in place to grow substantially, but we're not going to grow if we can't find the right people.
Yeah.
We're not going to grow just for the sake of growing.
We are not.
No.
And that's where, when I take the insurance, put my hat on with that, there's this paradox between the insurance industry that does trucking insurance thinking that a new young driver is a bad thing. And I totally, with the changes that are coming in, and companies that have mentoring and they have in-house training programs and you have MELT coming in place, that's how you actually grow your own, and they're living your company culture. Yes. They're learning as they go. They have that learning mentality. So, we get asked that, and Mike gets asked that a lot of time. Well, are you going to qualify my drivers? Or no, ideally, if we're a smart enough industry and the proper processes are being put in place by our customers, and we can work together on that, how else can we help you deal with the driver shortage if you've got half of the insurance industry saying don't hire new people? It doesn't make any sense.
Right, it's like, well, if we are having a mass exodus of drivers, why are they leaving? We really have to look at that, and then we have to realize that younger drivers don't want to be away from home for an extended period of time. They have a wife and a kid that, we do activities with our children. They want to be home at 6 o'clock at night, and I think a trucking company needs to understand that there has to be changes. If we're going to attract a younger driver, there's a new mindset. Right, there's a new mindset with the younger drivers, and we have a trucking company, I think, really is going to be challenged in the next few years in understanding that. Trucking companies have to tighten up. They have to know that, my dispatcher can't send somebody down there and have that driver sit there for long. Drivers are our biggest resource, and they deserve the most respect. They really do, and I think trucking companies really need to make that change and understand that, because it's if without a driver, you don't move freight, you don't make money. So I think the understanding is that what maybe worked 20 years ago when dealing with drivers and recruiting, recruiting is one thing, but retention is the big R. You know what? If I get them through the door, I spent how much money in training them, getting them, and then they leave after a month, we're in trouble, right? We're doing something wrong because we shouldn't be losing them after a month.
Yeah, and incentive programs are not just about, paying a little bit extra a mile now. Incentive programs have to be tailor-made to the demographic of the driver, and they have to be respectful with the driver in that way.
You got to care.
It's not always about money.
No,
it isn't. No. It's about.
Money's usually about third on the list.
Honestly and truly, it's how they're treated by dispatch.
Number one is respect.
Yes.
We've done it to ourselves as well, because so many carriers will
throw a little bit more money out and try to scavenge somebody away that's already had that training.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, if you're not ready to take advantage of melt, I mean, there's a better or provided product is coming out to you now. So if you can take advantage of this and set up your own in-house training, if you can have add more to your mentoring process, you have other advantages to working for that specific carrier to keep those people in-house, like you said, for the 6 months, then we can help ourselves out.
It's a huge difference, huge.